G'day guys, this is Tom here from Trumpy's Tips, better known as the White House Advisor. Today we're going to put a short video together for you guys basically to explain how we've got to where we are today. We've got JP from Hussla with us, a like-minded business in the same space, doing the same things, ideally trying to beat the bookies. So JP, welcome mate.
Thank you mate.
And so look, we'll get straight into it. Basically just want to explain where Trumpy's Tips is at the moment, how we got here. So obviously, as you would know, we went to high school together. Trumpy's Tips has been made. There's like four of us, a couple of high school mates, a couple of uni mates. You know, originally we were shitty punters, had a few bets at the tab, ended up getting a sports bet account. You know how it works. Win a few early and then it just dwindles out. Start losing like majority of the people that we know. So basically, from there, it was just we wanted to win. Trialed a number of different things over 5-6 years before we, seriously started looking at trying to build a system that wins. Eventually, we've found one that wins, and we've built that from the ground up, be it the system, Trumpy's Tips. Essentially, what we do is we tip next in run winners. It's probably the most common question we do get from a lot of the new subs is why do we tip so close to the race? Obviously, it gives us the most information possible to enter into our system. Hence why we are more accurate with our tips and obviously hitting as many winners as we are hitting. The results do speak for themselves, and although we understand that not everyone can follow doing it that way, it's how we've become so successful and how we back the most winners. So obviously that's why we run it that way.
Whatever works, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I guess the reason that we wanted to get you on, is obviously you've got your Hussla products going at the moment, and as someone who understands the value of bonus bets and converting those bonus bets, just thought it'd be nice to, chat about how we've been tipping and why our tipping wins. So maybe if you could speak a bit about bonus conversion, I guess, and why turning over your bonus bets is profitable for our followers.
Yeah, so hey guys, I'm JP. So yeah, bonus turnover is obviously a big part of your product because you are using the bookmakers' second and third bonus back promotion on every single tip that you basically tip. And the way you tip is because of that reason. You wouldn't be tipping every single race if it wasn't for that reason. So we know, and you guys know, that the maths is in our favor, especially with bonus conversion. If you are converting your bonuses with no risk methods, which we teach in our free course. So for example, if you have a bonus back on a horse, yes, you've lost your $50, let's say, but after that bonus conversion, you get back that 65% risk-free. You're only losing whatever it is, like $17 or $20 on that tip instead of 50. So your downside is essentially reduced without going into too much mathematics. Essentially, you're losing less every time your horse places, and obviously when you win the same amount. And over time, that gives you guys the edge, and clearly it works.
For sure. I think that's something as well that some of our followers initially as well didn't quite understand. Obviously, in order to get something this successful out there, we went free for just under 3 months, and we were, and that's something that we're still trying to explain to a lot of people or help them understand that if you can convert these bonus bets, which essentially gives us such an edge over the bookies, as you obviously teach a lot of other methods, but for us, we're working at it very simply, just with the Dutching, etc., and we're trying to help, our followers do that. It's nice for them to hear from someone who's built a business and basically a community around match betting that, this is quite a simple thing and you can make a lot of money from it. Coupling that, I guess, with our system. We're sitting at 232 units profit currently, which, that speaks for itself if you're a $50 unit punter.
I saw 242 actually before.
242, sorry, yeah. My notes are a bit off there. So
off.
Even for like a $50 punter, we're talking like over 11 grand tax free.
Yeah.
And what are you giving up? A few hours on a Saturday, an hour or two on a Wednesday, or even, rush to the bathroom when you're working on a Wednesday to get a tip on. So, I think the most important thing to get across here, and like why we're doing this video, is we want people to see that, we're just normal blokes, and we used to be just the average everyday punter. Put a few things together, and that's where we are now. The most important thing is it's long term. So any punter can win on a day, on a week, maybe even a month. You have a good month, you can still be up. But the idea and why these systems, and even pro punters, like the thing that they all have to try and get across is it's not about today's tips, tomorrow's tips, this week's tips. It's about what are you doing in a year, 2 years, 3 years. So it's just you just got to kind of change your punting mindset, I guess, and that's what we're trying to do at Trumpy's Tips using our system. I'm sure that's what you're trying to do in your business. So yeah, essentially, we just want to get this video out there, provide some content, put a face to the whole system, I guess, and then if people want to ask questions, you know, hopefully you can make it a bit more fun in the future, discuss some more match betting, etc. But yeah, like, we appreciate you coming on to start. Look forward to doing more content, as we are very like-minded businesses.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, if you've got anything that you wanted to add, or like ideally we get your customer base in the future, hopefully our customer base can use some of your tips and techniques. I know there's a few videos on our site as well. So yeah, if you guys have questions or you want to learn more, jump on the Hussla free and have a look at it, because yeah, you've got nothing to lose really.
Yeah, well, that's the same with you guys as well. Like, obviously, I've followed your growth as well, and it's a funny one, gambling and the industry itself. You see a lot of people wanting to have, as you said, like a win today, a win on the next race, a win for a week, but they don't understand that winning those big amounts in the short term is not going to get you anywhere in the long term, and it's only a matter of time before those wins just become losses, and then you're back to square one, if not probably even worse than square one.
Definitely lucky. I think you're lucky if you're actually at square one.
Correct. And if you're at break even, yeah, exactly. And the worst thing that can happen to some people is to get those big wins early, because then they think they've clocked it and they're going to win for the rest of their life. And unfortunately for them,
sense of security.
Exactly.
That's what the agencies want. That's why they're posting those big multis, and that's what they want you to think, that it's just so easy to win. And the reality is it's not.
Exactly. And I'm sure you guys have found that even though you probably exposed your system to way more than you've actually got that's signed up, unfortunately, the way it goes is people aren't patient enough to understand those long-term systems which win in the long term. They don't stick around. They change their unit sizes, and then obviously they don't fully understand how it works. But I guess, could you reiterate why it's so important and why your system actually wins? Things like unit sizes, following every tip, I don't know, like stuff that you...
Of course, yeah. Well, that's something that we've worked on. We have like over 900 people in a free chat, where for 3 months we were doing all the tips completely free for 900 people. Yeah. And obviously, like, it's a very time-consuming effort. You know, we've got people doing customer service, responding to messages. Yeah. There's 4 of us that need to like keep the upkeep of the system and make sure it's, you know, it's tipping correctly and finding the winners. Then you've got that's just 5 hours on a Saturday. Then you got all the follow-up stuff. We just wanted to, you know, collect a little bit of money just to make sure that it's A, worth our while, and B, that people are actually invested in it working. So that's why, you know, that's where it is at the moment. We had 900. Initially, only about 40, I think, signed up for, you know, cheapest chips, $9 a week. Yeah. For the money they were making, it was a no-brainer for them. Yeah. Slowly over time, I think people do start realizing that it works. And obviously, there are a lot of things out there. We use Telegram. A lot of people think that, you know, Telegram can be quite
it's getting
scammy.
Better, but yeah.
You know, the match, all those people that have rigged matches and stuff will use that Telegram. So there's probably a bit of hesitancy there. But I guess at the end of the day, people don't like paying for tips. We get that. A lot of people pay for tips that suck.
Well, why do you think that is? Because I get that a lot. It's like, oh, if your system works so much, like, why are you charging for it? Like, why are you making people buy your course? And it's like, I always say, like, look, I have 7 years of experience in this industry, and I value my product and my knowledge and my skills, and I'm not going to just give that away for free because I've worked so hard for it. It's like a plumber. Like, a plumber works for 10 years to get really good at his craft, to be able to finish a job in 10 minutes, where an apprentice might take 2 hours. That plumber is entitled to charge more. And that's the same principle, I think, for my service. I don't know about yours.
Yeah, well, I guess, like, at the end of the day, like, we're not here to reward anyone. No. We're not here to be billionaires off people subscribing to our tips. We're teaching methods that work, that win. At the end of the day, like, we want to beat the bookies, man. Like, that's everyone's goal. Why are you betting? You know, have a bit of fun. But at the end of the day, you want to win. Yeah. You don't want to lose. It's not fun if you lose. No. So, like, that's what we've built it for. We want as many people as possible. We've tried to make it as sustainable as possible, as easy to follow. Like, you know, we're going above and beyond. We're not sending out a few tips on a Saturday and there's no accountability.
There's a lot of those services going out there with no results being tracked, no unit sizes, and people work out quickly. They post 5 bet slips and say, follow me for tips, and then next week
that's it. And you see a lot of that. So I guess at the end of the day, that's more and more people are starting to understand. You know, we did refer a friend a few months ago. Yeah. People jumped in, like, people get it. So we just wanted to basically, you know, get it out there. Like, this is who we are. This is how we do it. We're just normal people that have been through everything that these guys have been through. Yeah. And if you want to win, there's a system there that'll help you win.
The final question I wanted to ask you, I have interest actually. I know the answer to this, but just for everyone else out there, what's the kind of money that can be made from this? Like, for example, if someone's following with, I don't know, if they got $1,000 and they're following with $10 unit sizes, how much are they expecting to make per week on average?
Well, on average, I mean, on average, it's about 11 units. I don't know the exact number, but on average, it's about 11 units a week that they're making. So what's that, $110 if you're a 10 unit punter, which is great. It's tax free.
Yeah.
It's important to note that obviously we work on and have been refining the system as we go.
Yeah.
And over the last 10 weeks, we've made 149 units profit. So that's almost 15 units a week, $150 a week.
Yeah.
And that's for 10 unit punters. Like if you 20 unit, double that.
Yeah.
If you're 50, 5 times that. Like it adds up. And a lot of our punters, you'll see they follow for a while. They go from 10 units, $10 units. Then they've been following for 3 to 4 months. They go to $15 units. Yeah. Follow for another 2 months, go to $20 units. So something you can increase over time once you understand how it works and get, efficient at turning your bonuses over. So I guess where we're at now is, we're building this content, we're getting it out there, we're a bit more prominent on social media, I guess. Essentially, we want to keep growing and helping people win. I mean, we have a what do we call a profit guarantee? So if you do end up signing up for a month or more and you don't make profit in a month, we'll pay you back your whole sub.
Yeah.
I mean, we have never had a losing month. 6 months, haven't lost. Minimum 28 units. That's the lowest month we've had.
Yeah.
So we're certain it doesn't lose over a month. But we'd love you guys to jump in, ask questions. We're here. We're we're just normal guys. We're here now. We want to be as available to as many people as possible, and I guess that's where we're at now. Awesome. So we're tipping again tomorrow. Saturday's huge. Yeah. We'd love as many people as possible. Jump in.
Thanks for helping out I guess the people out there that want to win. Unfortunately, Australians lose on the punt generally, and the high majority. So if we can make a change with Hussla and with Trumpy, the system, then we're winning. So
yeah, fingers crossed. Looking forward to make this a more regular thing, and hopefully maybe even have some followers or some funny videos and content to come in the future. But
do you want people asking questions or what?
Man, we're available all the time on Telegram, on any of our Facebook
But send us in questions as well, I think, because we can answer them in the
please,
if
they comment on the video as well, absolutely. I'd like this to be a more regular thing. So questions, anything we can cover next time, that'd be fine.